These things I warmly wish to you. Someone to love, some work to do, a bit of sun, a bit of cheer, and a guardian angel always near. Happy Paddy's Day, everyone! This is Robby from Ireland, and today I'm joining hundreds of thousands of other revelers all over the world celebrating St. Patrick's Day. If you didn't know what Paddy's Day is all about, here's a brief intro for dummies. So the 17th of March is the anniversary of passing of St. Patrick, who is the most renowned religious figure of all times in Ireland. And even though he might not be the one who introduced Christianity in Ireland 1500 years ago, he still played a crucial role in the process. And if you didn't know, Irish people are quite religious folks, so it's no surprise that over the centuries the patron saint St. Patrick became one of the main symbols normally associated with Ireland, along with the leprechaun and shamrock leaf. I'm not really sure how the festival traditions kept developing over the last 1500 years, but I can tell you for sure how Paddy's Day is celebrated here in Newbridge, which is my hometown for the last 8 years. So, basically it's all about the parade marching along the main street of the town. Shortly before midday, people would be streaming from all over the place to the town centre to grab the best viewing spots on the main street, and the green shirt and the leprechaun hat is a must-have. You also have to carry a green, white, orange Irish flag and wave it over your head and cheer the parade participants. And now about those taking part in the march. There's everyone represented. Local schools, children's interest groups, boxing clubs and firemen, people from ethnic minorities and local businesses. In other words, the march really reveals a great deal about who lives, does business and maintains the community spirit around the town. And then of course comes the man, St. Patrick himself, brandishing a tall wooden staff, followed by a crowd of different characters, starting from stilt walkers and ending with Spider-Man. No one is left out, I can assure you of that. And then of course you have horse carriages and retro cars, and you have racing cars revving up and honking all the way through the parade. So I guess that paints the picture of Paddy's Day parade for you completely. Alright, but what to do when the parade's over? Well, you can go to a pub and have a couple of pints of the black stuff to help you get into the festive mode. And who knows, maybe you get a chance to get to know some locals and have a nice chat with them. Am I seeing some nervous smiles now? Are you not feeling comfortable with the idea of chatting with strangers? Because they'll think you're some weirdo trying to show off your English language skills? Well, if that's the first thought that crossed your mind when I mentioned having a chat with local lads in a pub, then I want you to reconsider your approach towards interpersonal communication as such. You'll never achieve English fluency if you just sit quietly in a corner and don't talk to anyone. I'm not telling you have to start running around the place chatting up random strangers for no reason at all. It would look quite silly indeed. But there's always a reason to pick up a conversation with someone sitting next to you in a pub, bar, or any other type of a public gathering or a party. You see, people actually do expect being addressed by strangers all the time when they go out. And it's not like if you're intruding their personal territory or something. Well, some folks do like to be left alone, but then you'd see it written on their face even before you attempt to start a conversation with them. On the other hand, if a person has a friendly disposition, you'll just feel it without him or her saying anything. You can just use some excuse to start a conversation and see how he or she responds. And it's just not for lads chatting up girls or girls starting a conversation with lads. Let's say you're a man having gone out to a party where you're standing next to people you're not familiar with. So what do you do if no one talks to you first? Do you keep sitting quiet and waiting on others to address you? I'd say make the first step and don't be overly concerned that you'll make a fool out of yourself by asking a stupid question. Instead, use traditional chat-up lines that have been tested over and over again to start a neutral conversation just for the sake of saying something. It's the so-called small talk. The most popular topic of all times for a conversation starter is weather. I think I wouldn't be wrong in saying that whenever on the planet you come from, it's also one of the most popular small talk topics in your country, isn't it? It's one of those things you can always talk about when there's nothing else to say. So why not use it as an excuse to practice your spoken English when you find yourself sitting next to someone for a while and you feel that the other person wouldn't mind being addressed? So a typical question you'd ask someone would be, "The weather is miserable, isn't it?" Why? Because in Ireland it rains 365 days a year, and even if you didn't know what happens outside, you couldn't go wrong with this one. Alright, I'm just messing now. Of course you do get nice weather in Ireland too, especially now with this global warming going on. So when there's not a single cloud in the sky, you can say to that good-looking girl sitting next to you at the bar, "It's a gorgeous day today, isn't it?" Or, "It's a beautiful day out there, isn't it?" And you can be pretty sure that no one will take these innocent chat-up lines as something strange, especially folks as friendly as Irish will definitely respond with something like, "Yeah, it's great out there today, so it is." And then you can be pretty sure it will be followed by some sort of a counter question if that person is willing to keep talking to you. "Hey, by the way, did you watch the parade today?" And that's definitely a good start for a few minutes long small talk, during which you'll be most likely asked where you're from and what you do and all that usual stuff. And the beautiful thing about it is that the more you get yourself into situations like this, the better your spoken English will get. Alright, my fellow foreign English speakers, thanks for watching this video and see you in the near future again.